What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? It is December 16, 2021, and we're back with a 2-hour episode of the J&J Talk Show. My name is Justin, and like we always do, let's get right down into business and let's start thanking some people. Let's first off by thanking StreamYard, all right, the home studio of the J&J Talk Show. Listen, I've been using StreamYard from day one. Enjoy their product and makes podcasting, YouTubing, business meetings much simple. Okay, easy with one click of a button. And I wouldn't really wish right now where I'm at to be using anything else. So if you're looking to create your own podcast, YouTube videos, or even virtual business meetings galore, head on over to StreamYard.com and start making your dreams a reality. Let's also thank Place It. All right, Place It creates the J&J Talk Show's logos, the mock-ups, and the promotional videos. And we want to thank you. The intro videos that you see, the outro videos you guys see, the I don't know, all the logos on the top right hand corner, all the logos you see on the social media platforms. That is through Places. So head on Places by Envato. Head on over to places.net and start your free trial. Also, I want to give a shout out to Canva. Canva makes the J&J Talk Show's little commercial breaks. You know why we have to have them. We tell you guys before. So I like the product. Easy product. I'll be using the product for more often. So head on over to canva.com for more information and start your trial today. Also, Epidemic Sound. All right. The licensing music for the J&J Talk Show. All right. Discover world-class artists, composers, and bands. Find your perfect soundtrack and give your social media accounts the music they deserve. Head on over to epidemicsound.com for more information. Also, last but not least, Stream Elements. Yes, the J&J Talk Show has a merchandise page. All right. It's merch.streamelements.com/JJ Talk Show. Okay. If you are looking to still find that right present for that special somebody, Stream Elements, element, yeah, streamelements.com/JJ Talk Show and find that out today. All right. We got 2 hours down for you today. All right. So grab your cup of coffee, grab your tea, whatever you guys are. Grab a blanket, cozy up, and let's get rolling right here on the J&J Talk Show. Alrighty, friends. Let's get our heads on right this morning. It's too early in the morning. I'm going to be honest with you. There's not going to be too many mornings like this right now. So I'm Justin. Thank you for tuning in. I got Jake here on this line. Jake, good morning. We'll get back to you in a minute. But he's waking up early in the morning, and we're ready to talk another Thursday football here on this. It's actually, it's not cold, but it's very windy, very gusty outside. It's also very but we're planning on raining out here a little later on today. So wherever you guys are at in the world, weather-wise, stay warm, stay safe out there. I was complexion. It's 10 days before Christmas. And yeah, 10 days before Christmas. Not 10. Yeah, 10 days. I got that right. All right, stay confident in yourself, Justin. But 10 days before Christmas, and I'm trying to put together these shows for the next couple weeks for the remainder of the year. We got Jake's nice enough to join us today, tomorrow, Saturday, because we're busy on Sunday. We won't be here on Sunday. All three episodes will be from about 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning. So everyone's waking up bright and early. We got Tuesday like we normally do next week, Thursday like we normally do next week, and then won't come back until the 26th of December, and then we'll have 2 more episodes for the rest of the year. So that's 8 more episodes, I say.
Yeah.
And some people is like, well, why don't you take take the holidays off? And, well, you know what? Here's what I say to that, because you got podcasters, you got radio stations, you got TVs. They're all around this time. They're all taking holiday breaks, right? Christmas coming up, New Year's, all that stuff. They usually take about a week or two off, and I'm like, well, you know what? While they're taking time off, we get a chance to come on here and break to you the stories, because there are still sports going on: AEW, WWE, football, college bowl games, all that stuff coming on your way. So, that's why we like to stick and keep on going throughout the holidays. And I want to thank both Jake and Trey for kind of grinding through it with me as well. Um, you know, because it is with holiday seasons, it comes, spending time with family and friends, and we did get the opportunity. We don't get the opportunity to, we're still working while they're doing it all. Anyways, I had this perfect plan yesterday. I was gonna come home. I was gonna watch Hangman Adam Page, Bryan Danielson. We'll talk a little later in our show about that, because that was the kickoff match for AEW Dynamite last night. I was going to talk to you. I was going to tune in to Jake's first ever live TikTok. Okay. And I
Yeah.
was excited about this because, Jake finally earlier this week hits 1,000, 100,000. That'll be another day. 1,000 subscribers on TikTok. And he got a chance to do his very first live episode, reaching out to everyone, thanking everyone, kind of giving back. And I had to be there. Now,
Yeah.
I was in and out and all that stuff. But then my last break of the day at work, I'm like, my car just would not start. I'm like, crap. So the first like 2 hours of me getting off of work, instead of coming home enjoying wrestling and all that stuff, I had to change my battery. And so it's not hard to change, but the process of going out and getting it, coming home, getting the tools, whatever, not to change the battery. So that's how last night kicked off. So it didn't go as I planned. Didn't get to bed until later on in the evening time, and as you could probably tell, I probably look like a chaotic mess right now. But that's probably given being it's 8:47 in the morning. So, but um, listen, I did what I wanted to do, and that was to tune in to Jake's live. Listen, uh, it seems like it's a huge accomplishment to get 100 followers,
Hmm.
nonetheless a thousand to go live. So, Jake, how was going live? Your very first time here.
It was a very nervous and very scary feeling for me, considering that this was the very first time. But what I wanted to do was I also wanted to give back by not only thanking people, but last night I wanted to make some to raise some money to go out to my friend Abigail and her boyfriend King, because what they're doing is all the gifts that they receive on the lives, they're going to go buy some stuff and they give it to the homeless people. So that was my main goal, was try to be able to make some money last night, and I will send it to them later on today. And thankfully enough, I made some a great amount of money, and I told Abigail and I told King, I said, hey, I made some money. It's gonna go straight to you guys. And what
Yeah.
they do is they go out to Walmart, they buy stuff for the homeless people, and then they give it to the homeless people. They do it because I asked them last night what made them do it, and they said that they know what it's like to struggle. We all know what it's like to struggle, and they wanted to be able to help out in any possible way that they possibly could. And I said, you know what, that's really really amazing. So I wanted to help out with them. So what I'm going to be doing is giving them the money from that live. But what I'm also going to be doing later on tonight, I'm going to be sending some money from my paycheck to send it to them as well. So it was awesome. It was incredible. It was scary at first, but I'll be doing another one this time tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll be talking about the Kansas City LA Chargers game, but also, to be able to try to make as many followers, many friends as possible, and it's just a really awesome experience for me.
Yeah, when I was on, I was a little, I didn't know exactly what type of live stream you were going to do last night, and when you guys were talking about the whole giving back, and let me just speak on that, but with behalf, because I really don't believe that this giving back should just be one time a year.
Yeah,
Really should be throughout the entire year. We all need to stay humble, and that's just my opinion. We all need to stay humble and try to help each other out, especially through any given time. But especially, you think about, it's the winter season. You have the cold out here. You have snow, rain. Homeless shelters aren't always accepting new people. But then you also have, for example, last weekend with the tornadoes down in southern Kentucky that, wiped out houses. And, you saw pictures and videos of the aftermath of that, and people are recovering. I mean, right before Christmas, um, families, houses were torn apart, presents were destroyed, stuff like that. And, there's a possibility that, people won't get a Christmas this year down there because of that. And um, I came out from the West Coast, and I never really, I saw homeless people on the streets, of course, but I never really entailed until you come out here and you experience the 16-degree weather, and you experience the snowfall and the real. Okay, um, I would say not every homeless person is deserving of it, because I've experienced have had some encounters through previous jobs where homeless people take advantage of the system, and they just try to do what they do. But yeah, I mean, it's not just through a program. If you guys are out there and you guys have some few, just some change, all right, a dollar or $2, go to your local homeless shelter, go to your local veterinarian, for pets, they're just as big as well. If you have a few dollars, take some time out, from now until Christmas or just anytime, and head out and try to support, give back Toys for Tots, Salvation Army, understanding deeper what they're about is the grass concept, and being able to reach out, give back. Um, in any way, shape, or form is a bigger deal. Jake, last night, you're gonna come back again tonight.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
really anticipating you go doing your first episode of reviewing, or exposing your autograph
Binder.
link. Yeah,
I
your
am gonna
binder.
I am gonna be doing that tonight because my main goal was is that going into this live was like, my main focus was to help out Abigail and King because
Hmm.
I told them I said, I don't want to start showing off things, until maybe later on. My whole thing
Right.
was to be able to help out Abigail and King, to thank all those who got me to 1,085 followers
Yeah.
and try to be able to help them out. I even got a chance to meet some three individuals that joined my live randomly, and it was just really incredible to be able to help out as many people to say, "Hey, go follow this person. Hey, go follow that person," and whenever you show up to my live, there's no negativity. There's always positive vibe, and I
Right.
always make sure that Courtney or Trey would be the moderators because I was all new to this and I needed their help. So Courtney was like, "Make me a moderator." I'm like, "Okay, I got you." So I put Courtney as a moderator, and so whenever you see stuff, whenever you see the gifts that y'all send me, like tonight or last night, it's all gonna go to King and Abigail because I feel like helping out two amazing people, two of my best friends, is the best thing to do. Whether if it's on TikTok or outside of TikTok, like you
Right.
mentioned, any possible way to be able to help out is something I've always wanted to do. So the fact that I wanted to be able to take this chance is what I was willing to do. I remember I messaged them last night. I said, "I got y'all's back. I'm always here. I'm always willing to do my part and to be able to help out in any way I possibly can." Because, you know, it's rare to even see that in the world that we're seeing today. So yet it's like they're trying to shine their light to other people that need it. And that's what I wanted to do as well. I mean, this was something I've thought about doing since I saw it yesterday. So whenever you guys tune into my live, just come in, have a great time, have fun, and most of all, just make new friends. I know there's going to be a lot of people joining us tonight and have a great time. That's all that really matters.
Well, we got
And
we got Thursday night football tonight. I know you're going to be
yeah,
on live about that. So, how are you going to plan? How are you planning that show? Tonight's segment going. I mean, because you got NFL football that's going to start. If you're planning on going at 8 o'clock, you got 15 minutes before NFL that
yeah,
starts, and then you're planning doing your binder, also.
yeah. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing off the autograph binder. And then, get a chance to talk about football because if there's one thing that I know people love is football. So, what the
You'll be
caption will
tired of
be,
football then, by that's the case.
and the thing is though, is that people will enjoy football. People may not enjoy football. I know with Abigail King, they're from Houston, so they unfortunately have to root for the Texans.
No,
But
you
either
don't.
way,
You can root for the Cowboys. You
I didn't
could.
think. I
You
mean,
could.
I didn't think about that. So, but either way, though, I make sure to have a awesome live to be able to get a chance to figure out the plans and the kinks of it, especially showing off the binder and get a chance to talk about the Chargers versus Chiefs game. That's actually going to be a really good game tonight. For the first time in a while, we're actually going to be getting something really good for our Thursday night game.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that here later on in the program. It kind of just shows because I'm kind of excited also.
It's
Seeing
going
you
to
go
be
live for the first time and seeing your what you've done and how you worked on it, and it kind of makes me reflect back of the things that we're doing to try to be at that same level because Trey talks to me all the time about going live on TikTok and doing Q&As and all that stuff, and I feel like right now that could be the ultimate first place to start. We have the same thing. We would like to get support from people for our show and what we do, and better equipment, stuff like that, and then start giving back and do this stuff and advance our show that way. So if it was just kind of a last night's video, not last night's live, was
yeah.
kind of more of it's kind of a motivation of hey, Jake just got there. We are getting there eventually, and we're working towards it. And I know we're all working hard on getting our TikTok so we could all join live. What would be interesting too is that you have to be able to go live on both sides, and then we'll be able to add each other and have multiple channels going up at once.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They've also been doing the
but
battles on there as well. So,
the battles,
yeah,
hey, we'll have to do some of those battles and get that uh during the show. I mean, it'll be love. How about you, Trey, and I doing some battles? But listen, we got 2 hours for you guys today. We got NFL and all in hour number 2. We got games going on, plus the picks that we're gonna give. Coming up next, when we come back, we are going to recap Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson in the opening bout of AEW's Dynamite match. Hangman's first title defense. How did it go? Stay tuned to find out next, right here on the J&J Talk Show.
push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push all the limits with you right now. Right now, right now.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone, to the J and J Talk Show. 2 hours of talk, kicking off right now with AEW opening up their first match of the night in Hangman Adam Page taking on Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm ready for the spoiler. I told Jake, Jake told me this was going to be the opening up, and I'm like, no, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me. I'm going to watch it. With everything that happened last night, I unfortunately was not able to watch it. So guess what I'm doing right now in this first half an hour of the show? I'm watching the match. And it's been an incredible match already, back and forth, both of them between Hangman and Danielson. I think I'm towards the end of the match. I mean, it really lived up to its potential, but I really didn't think I really did not think that this match should have been first. I felt that this should have been main event match, at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. So when I was watching the match, I was talking to a couple of people from NGT, TTWF, and we all kept saying like this match shouldn't have started. This match should have been ending. You could have had some points to where they didn't even have much matches because of this match. And I was like, it's gonna be awesome. And then all of a sudden you hear Danielson's theme. I'm like, wait, he's coming out first? Wait, the match is happening? And then all of a sudden, we see this incredible match. I mean, the match definitely lived up to its hype between Danielson, between Hangman Page. This was an absolute incredible match. It was actually better than the Kenny Omega match they had back a couple months ago. I
Well,
mean, it was
here's an
intense.
interesting fact I just learned today, because I mean, obviously, I'm still getting new into AEW, but on this is what, Winterfest, right?
The winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Yeah, winter is coming. Last year at Winter is Coming, you know what happened?
Omega defeated
Kenny
Moxley.
Omega, yeah, and to win his title, that carried out for almost a year reign. Um, I'm at the point where Hangman took the curtain off of the gate. I don't know how
Off of
far. I
the
mean,
Yeah,
the barricade.
the barricade. Yeah, you're definitely I could say you're almost into it, but I will tell you this: watching this
Just
match
tell me.
had me on. The problem was to me, and I couldn't stand this. Was like I hate to do this, but yeah, we have to go to picture in person. Like, don't go to picture. Just stay where you are. Go,
So I
don't go
remember
to virtual.
when AEW first came out, and Jim Ross was a big founder. First of all, I want to wish Jim Ross the best in health conditions. He was not available to be commentating last night. I know he really wanted to. I want to give a quick shout out to him. But what I wanted, when AEW first started, and we had Jim Ross was a big logo. He came out and in like an interview and said, "Listen, wrestling should be like UFC. It should not be. There should never be a commercial break during a wrestling match, because you don't know when the outcome is going to end.
Yeah,
And if you want to sell a realism on the product, then don't put on commercial break."
yeah,
I mean, I know they've gone away around it with the picture in picture, and that's fine. I mean, these programs, they got to make their money. I get that.
yeah.
But here's the thing. There's 3 commercial breaks. So I'm just at the third one here. There's 3 commercial breaks for this match. And I'm like, yeah, this is kind of not really my style. If you're having a
For
main
this
event
hour
match, you
match,
just need to
yeah,
have it. Right, put all your commercial breaks up at the beginning of the show then, or at the end of the show. But
yeah,
I mean, that's the whole purpose of the break system, is to have make money, right? That they're making money for a break that they have. But it, it, ruins the content, because I mean, if you're live, Yeah, I mean, you don't get the full,
the,
you don't
the
get the
full
full experience.
outcome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So to me, this whole thing, I was really annoyed by it, and like I said before, a bunch of people that I was joining with off of NGT TTWF, they was really annoyed by it. But yet, at the same time, it was understandable because they're trying to get the commercial breaks out of the way, and then boom, all of a sudden we have this match, ending. And to me, Danielson, I never thought in a while, for as long as we've seen Bryan Danielson to become the heel, he definitely played a perfect role in this match. Flipping off the crowd, I mean, flipping off Hangman, I mean, doing some heelish tactics. I mean, this was like, where was this Bryan Danielson that we've not seen? It's been a very long time since we've seen him doing something like this. I mean, WWE, he's kept saying fickle, fickle. And then when it goes to AEW, he kicks people's tooth out of their mouth. He flips people off. I mean, Danielson looked really awesome. He made Page look like a huge babyface, but he also made himself look like a really huge heel in this match.
well,
And I
I would
enjoyed it.
honestly say, I feel like that's because Daniel Bryan. When I feel like when you're with WWE, you're kind of under handcuffs, and they don't want to impose really a lot of that negativity and especially those profanity stuff, body
Yeah,
language and whatnot. So yeah, I get it. I mean, WWE doesn't want to see tooth knocked out, but AEW does. So when you come over to AEW, your handcuffs are lifted and you are officially, on your own, but
yeah,
yeah, it's exciting to see this type of, what's exciting to watch and compare is what WWE has to offer. And don't get me wrong, what I see from WWE is fine. I'm okay with that, with understanding how of a tight show that is.
yeah,
And trying to, I understand that, but when you see these athletes come out to a different, independent, promotion, and they get a chance to express themselves freely. It's also
hmm
exciting to see what they're capable of doing, and the fact that Daniel Bryan is older of an age and has been out of the action for still so long. He's
hmm
put up a lot of great matches. I mean, talking about great matches, I mean, December 26th, I want to just mention this really fast and get this out of the way. December
hmm
26th, don't want to miss that episode because we will be breaking down and giving each other, Jake, Trey, and I will be breaking down and giving our top 10 male females of the wrestlers of the year, top 10 female athletes of the year, top 5 pay-per-views of the year, and top 5 matches of the year. So don't miss out December 26th. Dates and times will come to you a little bit later on, but
yeah,
I mean, this was a really good match. The fans were really into it, and I think that's what also helped. One thing that you start getting concerned about is the fans were into it from the bell ringing to the bell ending. And
yeah.
when you have yourself a long match like a 45-minute match that this turned into being, it became more of, okay, well, are the fans going to grow out of it? You know, like you
The
have to
fans
keep
have
the fans on your feet the entire show.
The fans never really grew out of it in this match. If anything, the fans were really, really into this match more than what I expected to. I mean, you see some people standing in the crowd just waiting for something epic to happen, and this was just incredible 60 minutes worth of action. The fans were into it. I mean, Heyman did a lot of spots. He put himself through a table. I mean, just everything you can expect to see in this match was incredible. To me, I mean, it was just like the crowd back in New York whenever Omega and Danielson had their match. The crowd was
Mhm.
into it, but that was only a 30-minute bout. With this, it was a 60-minute bout. 60 minutes of more action, more chaos to happen, and that's what it did. That's exactly what it did. Both men looked incredible. I don't think there was even that one bad thing to even say about the match, except, which I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the ending. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, I'm at the point where he's giving Danielson's giving Omega those kicks.
Yeah, those stomps that he's been doing over the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Well, no,
Um.
not the stomps. Oh Lord. Um, I don't know what
Is
is.
it the
Ooh,
S case?
Tombstone. Tombstone. I'm at the Tombstone.
Oh, well, yeah, this match was incredible, so to
I'm
speak. So
trying to
if you
get to
guys,
the end of this match. I mean, this is. You said that
the
the ending.
match,
Now I got to watch the ending.
yeah, the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it for you because you're my friend and I love you, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But if the fans know, you guys know exactly what happened at the end, so
What
to
the fuck
speak.
happened? Did they both get counted out?
Do you really want me to tell you, Justin?
I mean, I feel like I'm at the end right now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this
Um,
is what, like, literally 51 minutes into the program. Like, but here, see, they took a fourth commercial break.
yeah, yeah. So think about what I just told you, Justin, about the time limit.
So the time limit expired.
The time limit expired. Yes.
I mean, I guess that's one thing I don't understand. There shouldn't be no time limit on this type of stuff here, though. I mean,
I agree. I agree.
especially for championship matches, there shouldn't be no time limit
I mean, the
because
thing is, I mean, this is the way I feel about this, though, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yet you got to think about many battles back then. I mean, look at Okada and Omega. I mean, they had their match ended in a time limit, and what happened? It ended up being a 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit for Omega to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. But yet,
right.
look at Danielson and Hangman. I mean, what are they going to do after this match? I mean, do you think? And Trey messaged me. He watched the whole match, which, by the way, kudos to Trey for watching it. I'm proud of him.
I think
Anyways,
kudos to anyone to watch it because an hour long match alone, I don't like I said, to sit through an hour match alone and have two guys try to entertain you for that entire hour
yeah,
is
I mean,
really difficult to do these days. I mean, the attention span, that's why you see matches like 4 or 5 minutes long. I mean,
I
this is Bryan Danielson just did the suplex to Hangman on the concrete.
I mean, the thing was like I was on the edge of my seat this whole time. The spots that they did, I was out of my seat. My mind was blown in this match, and it's just the thing is that, like the question is, are they going to be doing some sort of Iron Man match? Are they going to be doing a no time limit match? I feel like what needs to be picked up, and this is just something I need to feel about this. That event coming up in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Battle of the Belts, whatever it is,
Yeah.
make it a 2 out of 3 falls match, or for the first episode for the TBS, make it a 2 out of 3 falls match. Danielson and Hangman, cut the commercials. I mean, try to have a limited of matches as you can, and make this a huge match for the fans to see, especially going to the
I was
TBS
thinking,
era.
I was seeing the first episode of TBS. I thought this match would have been perfect for the first episode of TBS. But what we're seeing is, I think they want to highlight the women's division. If you have a magnitude of Hangman and Danielson
Yeah,
at TBS, you kind of steal the spotlight from the TBS Women's Championship match that's supposed to take down on the first TBS episode. I mean, I do agree with you. Listen, here's the outcome. If this match ends in a no decision because of the time running out. First of all, like I said, I believe that a championship match should not have a time limit. Second of
hmm
all, this only gives you the storyline. I mean, obviously, did you really want to see this feud end? Because at right away, and I say no because right
no,
now this is a great challenge for Adam Page. You got to also think about it too. We talked about this earlier this week. Bryan Danielson won a tournament, right? Normally, after you win a tournament, you go on to win championship.
hmm
Obviously, he's
yeah,
not going to win the championship, but so you have to make it in a way that he's been in the title conversation for a standard period of time and probably, obviously, probably getting multiple opportunities. Hangman, right?
hmm
This is his first title defense. He's battling through it. He's being a champion. He's showing people what champions are. So when you talk about Danielson being a heel, Adam being a baby face, you saw
yeah,
that last night.
yeah.
Um, and you
You s-
saw a great battle. You saw them an Iron Man match that they really went to the distance, and no one, and they still stood neutral. So I feel like it's like okay, but when they return to have this rematch, because they will have a rematch,
mhm.
um, I think it's much easier to have Hangman win and then the Bryan to move on because that's going to happen. I
Eventually,
feel
yeah,
like
but yet,
because you're not
sorry,
gonna
to
have
interrupt
Brian,
you.
you're not gonna have Brian win the title right now because Hangman just won the title, and two, you're gonna see Hangman finally be able to pick up a victory as well. But I think they're gonna have to elevate this next match. It's gonna have to be a 2 out of 3s, street fight, falls count anywhere, steel cage, whatever the case may be. They're
Ladder,
gonna have to
yeah.
figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, this has actually been a really really interesting feud because me and you we talked about this before a lot about these two, and the match definitely lived up to its hype, and
Hmm.
it's now getting the eyes a lot of attention to where it deserves. I mean, you know what's going to happen between both men after last night. I mean, obviously they're going to want to have a rematch, and yet
Hmm.
and I would feel bad. I hate to be in Tony Khan's shoes because you have one guy who would get pissed off, and the other one being really pissed off, and yet Tony Khan's going to have to make some sort of match to get themselves prepared, and it probably won't be either announced either not Friday for Rampage, but probably on the holiday episode next week of Dynamite. So yeah, it'll probably be announced what's going to happen between them by then. Only thing I'm
Right.
going to say is that I am looking forward to whatever is happening next between both Danielson and Page. But last night, and Justin, I hope you can agree with me with what you've been seeing. The match was awesome, and it's definitely lived up
I
to
mean,
its
no,
hype.
listen. It's definitely hands down one of probably a great match, probably one of the matches you would consider match of the year for.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Danielson, I don't know. I don't feel like Danielson needs to win a title, but this definitely sparks Danielson. I mean, this is a guy who came back from a neck injury, who has done nothing but show people that he still belongs with everybody. And last night proves just that. And this is, listen, he may, I don't want to, ruin it, but he may, lose this entire, feud. But I feel
Hmm.
like this elevates Daniel. I mean, I feel like Danielson's is more looking for title, not more looking for great matches instead of title victories.
And you
Yeah,
also
if you
got to
put
think
a
about
title back on a Danielson, if you put a title back on a Danielson, great. That's fine by me. But I don't think that he needs a title. I think he's more about the matches and the type of matches that he could have
yeah.
of the lifetime.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and also you also got to think about this though is that Heyman after he gets done with Danielson, who's his next challenger? Well, from what it looks to be, is that there could be a number one contendership match between MJF and CM Punk, and after Page gets done with Danielson, he'll have to move on to the next. He'll have to see who his next challenger is going to be. I mean, and
Right.
so if I was Page, I would say get rid of that mosquito off my back, which is Danielson. Get done. Try to move on to defend your title
But
as
you know
much
what?
as you possibly can.
It's long enough. Last thing on this the subject here, but it's long enough for this feud this feud is gonna extend long enough to create and allow the next feud to set up.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree.
So, right, great talk. Hangman's still your champion. The time limit ran out. Great match. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. We got to take a break. When we come back, we got more sports talk here right here on the J&J Talk Show. Takes forever to load. Alrighty, everyone. Hey, it's holiday season's here, and I would like to invite you over to check out Kentucky Woodworks on Facebook, where they create ornaments and wood-shaped carvings. Head on over to Kentucky Woodworks. They make some great stuff here. They make ornaments. I'm gonna try to see if I can show you this. So Trey got me this earlier. This is a ornament I'm gonna hang on my tree. But this guy who created this Facebook page carved this out by hand. He makes everything by hand. All right, and he does all these other cool stuff. Made it personal. The Jay and Trey podcast that's to be coming up in 2022, and it's great because you got it in. It smells like wood carvings. It smells great. So check out Kentucky Woodworks on Facebook. When you do, if you want to buy ornaments, personally homemade ornaments, save $5 off of 10 items, 10 ornaments or more using promo code J&J Talk Show. So that's fun. Head on over out there. Kentucky Woodworks. All right, we're going to take you to 2 hours here. Wrapping up hour number 1 here. I heard there was a story this past weekend where we had another highlights of it, I guess. The match is officially done for me. Anyways, so there was a story that came out over the weekend dealing with some issues. Let me pop out the page so I can tell you the entire story here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a little late too. I know I popped up the story. You still there, Jake? Did you go off? Maybe I don't want to add you back.
Add me back. Add me back.
Yeah, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me get to this story. Alrighty, so here's a story that came out earlier this week, back on December 14th, and there was a video. There's a video on our J&J Talk Show webpage, Facebook page. Referee hospitalized after wrestler goes too far during the stunt. It says wrestler Hannibal, or Blood Hunter, was stabbed the referee to causing him to bleed, opened up an artery and wouldn't stop the cutting. So the wrestling program decided to ban him. Professional wrestler Devin Nicholas' son has been banned from world-class pro wrestling after an incident in which he stabbed a referee in the head this past weekend in what was apparently a stunt gone wrong.
Yeah.
And so there's a video online. It's too horrifying. I'm not going to show it to you. Basically, what ended up happening was that this athlete took his frustration out on a referee, ended up cutting him open, and ended up choking him out, and that caused this referee to be hospitalized. He was released from the hospital, had to return. He ended up cutting an artery in his head, and some tragic news. Now, this Blood Hunter. Okay, there's always two sides of the story. So this is what the news report says. Well, there was a video that came out on YouTube the Blood Hunter has a YouTube page, um, and he posted his side of the story, basically saying that this referee was specifically brought in just for this type of reasoning. He was one of those referees that gets attacked and cut open, all that stuff, and that's what he got paid to do. So he got paid to come in here and gosh, when pop-ups come up on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, honestly,
he
the
came
way
in. He came in. Hold on, let me tell you this side of the story first, because he came in here and he comes out and says on YouTube, like, listen, this referee was hired to come in and cut. He was supposed to cut himself with a razor blade while I was given the product. He also claimed that the object that he was used was given to him during the match, he was not, he didn't inspect it, or he wasn't given to it or wasn't shown it until then. He also claimed that the referee never made any indications to stop, to say no, that he was actually hurting him, or else he would have stopped. According to the video, you could kind of see the upper part, how they usually stab with the palm. um he claims that happened. Here's what I want to tell you before I let you weigh in on this. I really don't care what happened. It is, listen, it happens all the time, especially when promotions try to, like, promote this type of stuff. The safety goes down. First of all, if the referees agree, if that's his job, then listen, if you cut an artery, you cut an artery. It's given. You cut an artery with the razor blade. Here's where I think the Blood Hunter went wrong. Why would you accept a scene or a gimmick without
Mhm.
inspecting it first? Why would you not? Why, you should have full on control over the entire situation and how it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be just in the moment. He was like, "Oh, well, the referees were supposed to come in and stop me, but then my girlfriend had to." You know what? You should have
What?
stopped on your own. Yeah. So apparently, his girlfriend is the manager of him. Is his manager. And so apparently the story, how it was supposed to be played, he was supposed to start attacking him, and then the
Mhm.
referees were supposed to jump in, grab him off of him, and that's be it. What ended up happening is that he was choking him, and his girlfriend, the manager, had to come in and separate. Which here's the thing. The one, I guess him and the referee are good friends now. They're okay, whatever. There's just no excuse though for a athlete not to have any control over their own actions or incidents. Like, you should have known that you should have saw and had the object. Normally, they would bring objects down to the ring,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
They would already pre-store them, whatever the case. This was brought down to the ring during the match and given to him during the match. You should, number one, be able to inspect it before you do anything to it. That's first and foremost, right? Um, and two, if you know something is abnormal, then you should stop what you're doing. Now
Yeah.
he claims that the mesh over his eyes impaired his vision. Then you're wearing something that now you're telling me that you could barely see out of that mask. And now you're telling me that I am, as an athlete, now I should be concerned about you in the ring with me. Period. If you can't see me, then I got to be concerned. You can't
Yep.
wrestle blindfolded.
No, there's no way, because that gives a bad fact. The fact that if he tries to go work for other promotions, they won't book him because of this whole story. I mean, it plain and simple. Like Justin said, you're supposed to be careful and be aware of the situation, be professional about it. And in that situation where he did not stop what he did to the referee, that goes to show what he did. I mean, plain clear as day. I mean, it don't matter if you can't see. It don't matter in any of these situations. Like Justin said, you got to be careful with what you're doing. You got to look at the weapon that you're using before you get into situations like these. And by the way, just by hearing the story by itself, there's no reason to watch the video. It is too graphic. It's too horrifying to even see because when other wrestlers when other wrestlers bleed, they use a sharp little blade, just a sharp little blade, one little cut, and boom, they bleed. But this situation, that was nowhere near that. And I feel like you should have been aware of the situation. The whoever was booking this dude should have kept an eye on this whole situation throughout the whole time instead of just find out like, hey, your referee is bleeding. Someone needs to go out there and help him. I mean, the man was bleeding and it wouldn't stop. So yet they have to be careful on these situations. I mean,
Right.
and be a professional about it. Be professional
Well,
about it.
so I'm a little in mixed thoughts. So I watched the video. I would advise you to watch the video as long as you're able to tolerate it. It's not as gorifying as it's proclaimed. It's really just um, Hannibal on top of the referee lifts his head up and then looks like he's jabbing one of those old sickles that they used to
Hmm.
use back in the day. And obviously the at the top of his head where the hairline is, like they normally do.
Hmm.
And I don't I can't I wasn't there's no close up video. I'm not trying to zoom in and clarify it, but it was proclaimed that the referee was supposed to cut himself with the razor blade, and that's fine. That's given. Maybe the referee accidentally cut his own vein doing it. If you're not as professional about that, as also, it's not just about stabbing yourself. I don't know what the wounds are. There hasn't been any clear pictures of what the wounds are of, maybe is it a cut? Is it a stab, where you have like a puncture? So I would like to find that out.
Yeah.
On top of that, you know, I know the referee said he was fine. I would like to hear his side of the story. Um, Here's the thing: if you feel like a athlete is in danger, you will send the entire roster to come down. You shouldn't send the entire roster to come down. So I blame, if this was a real incident, if this was something that was serious, I would be blaming the actual wrestling program
Hmm.
for allowing this to take out that far. Two, if the referee never indicated, you should never. If the referee never indicated that he was actually hurt, or he was actually being stabbed for real or being choked out,
Yeah.
then I blame the referee. I also blame Hannibal. Like I said, the mesh on the eyes, you got to be able to see. There's just no given point. I don't care who
No.
you are. Create a mask where you can see, or get rid of the mask. And then on top of that, listen, if Hannibal, this is where I put a little bit more blame on Hannibal. Like you said, you should know what you're getting yourself into. You should know what should be happening, and it should be happening. You should be able to inspect the weapon that you're using. Apparently, this was the first time handling the weapon, and he's never handled this before. So there's just a lot of questions, because I'm like, okay, well, why are you handling a weapon that you never did handled before? For one and foremost, your character doesn't. You seems like a guy who would handle more weapons than none, but that's another conversation.
Hmm.
But listen, if you saw a weapon you don't know, you don't feel comfortable with, don't fucking use it. Point blank
Yeah.
and simple.
Yeah.
And then
I
on top
agree.
of that, listen, if there was a cue that referees were supposed to come in but wasn't, then fucking back off. If hey, this was supposed to happen, but it's not happening, you need to stop what you're doing for the safety. This kind of just shows to you how some independent wrestling companies work and operate. I don't know if the wrestling company had a beef with Hannibal and they wanted to get rid of him, and this was a way to get rid of him. It kind of feels like it could be that way too. I don't know what type of, or this maybe, hey, I don't know. Maybe this is all part of the storyline. Maybe there's something, this is a storyline to get people into the local promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, to me, this is just a situation, and I always got to ask this. If you say you can't see, then how the hell did you walk down to the ring? How the hell did you end up wrestling a whole match before the situation if you can't see? Like if you can't see, then yeah, you couldn't even walk to the ring. Clear as day. I mean, whatever fabric that he's wearing, whatever it is, I don't know. I mean, that is just a lame excuse in my opinion. Oh, I can't see. If you can't see, then why the hell did you walk down to the ring for? If you couldn't see, then
So
how did
he's
you
wearing
walk
one of
down
those like Rey Mysterio. He's wearing one of those luchador masks with like meshes over the eyes. And I don't know. For me, at the end of the day, I blame kind of everybody on this factor. I don't know, like I said, I feel like there's stuff to the story that's not being said. I don't know. Like I said, it could be a part of the storyline, and there you go. You fooled us. Or it could be that wrestling program trying to part ways with Hannibal, and this is how you do it. Maybe they're trying to ruin his career, and this is how you do it. I really can't tell you, but you're right. It will affect. But here's also the other thing: these type of incidents in today's age, we want to talk about today's age, right? You
Mhm.
end up, you really set a negative impact on the rest of the wrestling promotions, especially now the indie circuit. When it comes down to things like these simple fuck ups.
I mean,
So
and plus,
whatever storyline they're tailing is not, for me, it's not a positive storyline for the
I
wrestling
mean, think
industry.
think about the situation for the wrestler himself. I mean, everyone's finding out about all this whole situation. No one's going to want to book you. No one is going to want to book you after this whole situation because promoters will look at him and say, "I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
Mhm.
I don't trust you being around the referees. No, thank you. You're not going to get hired." I don't even think he's going to be able to get an actual job because of this whole situation. Because people will be afraid that they might bleed to death or something like that. You get what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
the problem is that you made yourself look bad, not only to the indies, but to every promotion that you hoped to get you booked on there, to ruin your chances. You pretty much ruin your chances against these promotions. And I feel like it was all himself, not the referee. It was his actions. And if some
I
indie
mean,
wants to book
this is where we're
people like
gonna have
that,
to
so
agree to disagree. I blame everybody in this. I blame the wrestling promotion. I blame the referee, and I also blame Hannibal. Obviously, I mean Hannibal. I
yeah.
blame more than others, but I mean I do blame Hannibal for the actions that he took. And listen, it's all about, like you said, it's all about safety, and we talk about this heavy on our show. And if you are, in the or if you're in a situation where you don't feel safe, or you can't guarantee safety, then you shouldn't be in the situation. Anyways, I'm
Mhm.
interested to seeing what more possesses over this as we come through, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hey, Kevin Owens looks to be sticking around WWE a lot longer.
Yep. And
I'm
Katsura
teasing you
Shibata
with
is
that
coming back.
because who?
Katsura Shibata, the man who pretty much injured at the Core Genesis against Okada a couple years ago, he'll be wrestling on January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom. He's coming back.
There you go.
Katsura Shibata is the most incredible athletes out there.
There we go. All right, we got some more coming up to you. NFL coming up next on a 2-hour episode of the J&J Talk Show.
One step forward, two steps backwards, yeah. Immature lover who don't use big words, yeah. I don't need convincing at all because I know what I want. Baby, can't you figure it out? What's going on in your heart? What's it gonna take for you to love, take for you to love?
Alrighty, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky residents. NWF is back this Saturday, December 18th, for Fight Before Christmas. See Jews take on Titan. And NWF Showdown, plus more. Head on over to NWFWrestling.com for more information. Get your tickets out now. Didn't we, our next segment, didn't we talk about this already back on Tuesday?
We did. We definitely did.
What else you got to say about it? Apparently you got more.
Not more, especially after what we've been talking about over the last, last Tuesday or so.
Well, so what else? Why are we even having this segment then? Why are we bringing it back?
Because of what I found out. I think pretty sure you found it out too. And
let's before we do that, listen, I want to give a quick shout out really fast before we do that. Over this past week, somebody went out to social media, and it makes a valid point. Listen, we try to sit here, and they weren't directed to us, but I want to just comment off of it. Okay, we sit here and we try to make our show as best as possible. We want to learn the information, so we want to learn as much information so that we can feed it back to you guys, give you guys update, and give you guys our opinion. But it is true because I see myself get caught up into it. You see yourself get caught up into it if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Hardy made a statement about people finding facts before saying anything. Obviously, Jeff Hardy was released a couple weeks ago, and obviously rumors speculate, possible AEW return, possible, he's doing this, he's in the worst, blah, 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 whatever this is. And, Jeff Hardy's wife comes out, says something about this. Matt Hardy says something about this. And basically it's like, listen, find out your facts before you jump to conclusions and you start spreading rumors around. And, and I feel like sometimes when we read an article, we're only prone to whatever we read. We can't read different point of views on different articles. It is difficult, and it's just a sticky situation.
I will say this though, is like before you find out your info, before you read all the dirt sheets, find out from the person himself before you even assume or you think you know all the situation that's happening, because there's one too many times where we all with this situation, we myself included, we all think assumingly the situation, but we don't know until the person tells us. And Matt Hardy really said it very clear about his brother Jeff. He also said many point views about Jeff that people need to understand and need to know about this whole situation. So, and Matt was not afraid to come up on Twitch and say, "Hey, my brother is fine. My brother's fine. Everything you're reading, do not fall for it, please." This is coming from his own brother himself. And he said he didn't even mind to be compared to his own brother or anything, because it goes to show how much of a relationship both Matt and Jeff really have. And it goes to show how much Matt. Go ahead.
I mean, it's not even about that. I feel like, listen, so a lot of people jump straight to, Jeff Hardy's alcohol days. I mean, they jump to his drug days because, what they've seen in the past. They jump to DUIs. They jump to this and that. And, just primarily, though, because there's some sort of history tied along to Jeff Hardy when he was released and the incident that happened the week prior to, his release. they claim, oh, because WWE didn't give rehab, um, or Jeff Hardy didn't accept the rehab the WWE offered. Oh, well, WWE's in the right. And no, because so here's my last story I wanted to share with you about Hannibal, because when he did his YouTube statement about what happened, you know, it says that the wrestling program banned him, and then he pops up an email saying that he departed ways with them. So I really don't know, which one's true, which one's not. But also, I'm kind of, when it comes down to Jeff Hardy, I will love to hear Jeff Hardy. I mean, we will eventually hear from Jeff Hardy, about, hey, I don't know if you'll, issue a statement about what happened, but we will hear personally from Jeff Hardy. And I think that's, hearing it from the horse's mouth is definitely key. But, as a talk show, as a podcast, we do have tendencies to read articles and to read into things and then jump onto that conclusions right away.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, eventually, like he's currently touring with his band right now, so to speak. So yeah, eventually, either we might hear it from his tour, or maybe just outside of the tour. Eventually, we're gonna hear from Jeff Hardy, just sooner rather than later. So yeah, I know everyone's gonna be tuning their ears. I know there's a lot of Jeff Hardy fans who have mixed emotions with this whole situation. So I'm even myself, like I'm looking forward to hearing from Jeff as well. So once when we break it down, we'll definitely let y'all know all the information that we can get, so to speak.
All right. Well, we're almost here. We're almost at the
Yep.
end of the year. We have NFL Week 15.
Week 15, and
NFL
yet
It
a
was a very good
lot of
Monday
crazy
night
things.
football game. We talked about that. I think every team is actually playing this week, and it kicks off tonight. Here's the story of this week, as you've heard or as you've seen around the league and whatnot, or around the
Hmm.
United States. COVID is starting to spike again,
Yep, yep. Unfortunately,
and
and
I mean, teams like the Chargers, the Browns, the Rams just had 9 COVID, or the Browns had 9 COVID positive tests in this past week, including Baker
yeah,
Mayfield.
and apparently, from what I'm hearing, is that the Broncos and Browns game is going to be canceled to a later date. I believe. From what I'm hearing.
The Broncos and Browns game, you get that right? It's today's week
Apparently,
15.
apparently, from what I'm hearing,
You mean
apparently from what I heard from Trey. Sorry,
the
the Browns and
Bengals
the
or
Bengals
the
and the
Browns
Browns.
and
My bad.
or yeah.
Yeah, my apologies. But Trey told me last night that the game was canceled due to the amount of positive tests that the Browns have. So,
So okay, so which game are we talking about? Are we talking about the Broncos game? Or are we talking about the Browns game? Because they play two different
the
teams.
Browns game, the Browns game, the Browns game, the
Okay.
Browns game.
So
My
the
apologies, y'all.
Browns don't even nearly play the Broncos right now. They're going to be in Cleveland playing the Las Vegas Raiders on Saturday.
My apologies, my apologies. But I thought I had an assumption, but yeah, it's morning, so I blame the morning fart. But either way, um, but yeah, it is the Browns game and the Raiders. Apparently, it's canceled because of the amount of COVID cases. 9 COVID cases from the Browns. So I think we're going to be getting one Saturday game, which will be the Patriots and the Colts this Saturday.
It would be one game unless they bump up another team. Here's the thing. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I just listen. I think you got to be prepared for this. Another COVID spike is coming. Obviously, it's winter time. I don't think people are paying much attention into this. I think that's the downfall. No one's paying attention and taking the precautions during this winter. With COVID spikes, and certain states are now mandating wearing masks outside again. Some states are trying to reduce fan base again. So it's going to be interesting. I just don't think not NFL is really prepared for this, and then now you're seeing a huge rise of what's going on, and we're seeing the after effect to that. So I know why you wanted to talk about Urban Meyer.
Hmm.
You should have just
Yep.
said it.
Just,
Oh my
I
gosh,
say my.
this is just
So
horrible.
you want me to announce it?
As of today, the Jaguars parted ways with Urban Meyer as head coach of the Jaguars after 13 weeks. Um, and I'm sorry,
About
I'm just
time.
looking about time, right? I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but
I'm
here's
sorry,
here's
but
my thing.
this,
Here's my thing. Ex Jaguars kicker says Meyer kicked him during warmups. I'm like, dude, this is just too much. This is just too much.
yeah, he said you need to start making field goals to the kicker. And I've always seen Meyer be that type of guy with no respect towards others. Just only out there because he's getting a huge payday. And Meyer, I'm sorry, but whenever you see Urban Meyer, he was that type of guy that you just can't stand to be around of. Especially with what he did back in Cincinnati and that whole situation. I mean, I think differently of Urban Meyer because you think, well, Urban Meyer is such a great college football head coach, with what he did with the Florida Gators and Ohio State. That, yeah, he's going to be doing a tremendous job in Jacksonville Jaguars, so to speak, right? They're what, 2-11, 2-12, I believe. I mean, they have done nothing. And then Trevor Lawrence, the first round draft pick, the first pick, isn't doing anything. And I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for every player on that team that they had to deal with a crappy head coach like Urban Meyer. And and the Jaguars are going to have to start rebuilding themselves coming into the offseason. I mean, who's going to be stepping up whenever they take on the Houston Texans? I don't know. But yet, the same time is that Urban Meyer put a lot of fire where it shouldn't have been with that whole team.
Oh gosh.
And in
Oh
this
my
case,
god. I'm reading this article about Urban Meyer. So the firing ends at the of our Urban Meyer this morning. Uh, because of the several controversies during the short time with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The move by the team comes with less than 12 hours of former Jaguars kicker Josh Lambo made a accusation that Meyer once kicked him during the team at practice. I'm in a lunge position, left leg forward, right leg back. Lambo told the Tampa Bay Times while I'm in that stretch position, Myers comes up to me and says, "Hey, dipstick or dipshit, I don't know which one. Make your fucking kicks," and kicks me in the leg. And then after Lambo, after he was being kicked, he responded by telling Meyer, "Don't you ever fucking kick me again." And Meyer responded to that by telling the former kicker, "I'm the head ball I'm the head ball coach. I'll kick you whenever I fucking want to."
no.
I got
I,
I
I
got
seen
I
that
mean
article.
this was from Josh Lambo earlier or yesterday about Urban
I think
Myers
that
and within 20.
I was reading that off of Adam Schefter on Facebook, and I seen that. I was immediately disgusted. I was so disgusted to where, like, why would you even kick someone? You're a head coach. You shouldn't be touching players unless you're giving them a pat on the back or giving them the game ball. Like, plain and simple. Like Urban, or do you not see what you're doing here? I mean, you pretty much cost yourself your own job. And now, the Jaguars are going to have to find themselves another coach this coming off season. And Lawrence he deserves better than that. I'm sorry, but Trevor Lawrence
I'm gonna be
deserves a
honest. I
lot
I
better.
think we're gonna see another college coach come up to work
No,
with
we
Lawrence.
no.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen in my eyes. It shouldn't happen because why bring in a college coach? We just saw what happened with Urban Meyer, and the only one that's
Well,
actually doing good in the NFL.
because college coaches could work with Trevor Lawrence. Who's able to work with Trevor Lawrence?
Anyone,
Trevor Lawrence has a
anyone but
different
Urban Meyer.
style. Well, yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is that the dynamic between NFL and college, Trevor Lawrence is still college. He still runs a lot of college plays, and I feel like I feel like a young quarterback. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's a mixture. I mean, a young head coach growing up with Trevor Lawrence, I think, is great. maybe have a lot of
Hmm.
reputation down in college level. You coming up, getting his feet wet in NFL, working with Trevor Lawrence, or I see you get one of like those old, old. Hey, bring in John Gruden. Which one's worse, Gruden or Urban Meyer?
Do I really need to tell you on that story? Me personally,
I still rather have. I honestly, I mean, I'd rather have John Gruden.
I would rather have John Gruden, but yet
Because
if
you
it
know the
changes, if John,
consistency that he's coming out, he's going to tell you how it is, tell you what it is, how it is, and what to do, and he's not going to fuck
yeah,
around with you.
yeah, I agree.
At least
I
he's not
definitely
going
do
to
agree.
kick you in the leg. I mean,
I mean, but yet he would have to
my
come
God.
back with like a whole different attitude and have a much
I mean,
more different perspective.
the reason why he was fired was not because the attitude he portrayed during the season. It was because the things that happened a decade ago that finally
Hmm.
caught up to him. That's why
Yeah, yeah,
he was
fired. Yeah, yeah, which was
fired. Right.
understandable. I mean, either way though, just if I was the management, the owner of Jacksonville Jaguars, I mean, we're right at bowl season. We're right at bowl season. We're right at the end of college football. So I mean, this
Right.
could be a chance to be able to bring in someone that they definitely need. And I do think that there's plenty of head coaches down in college football that they can do a lot better job than what Urban Meyer did. I mean, to say that in a much different perspective is is I can't really explain it, but I feel like someone's going to do a lot better than Urban Meyer. That's
To
my
think
eyes.
that Urban Meyer was once a coach that was successful at one point
Winning championships.
sickens me the most. All right, when we come back, we'll break down every game of Week 15 coming up here on the J&J Talk Show.
Nah, 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 no. Yeah. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Yeah. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before he hit the fence, but he hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. When I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these.
Alrighty, let's give one last promotion. Thanks. Check out Kentucky Woodworks. Save $5 when you buy 10 ornaments or more on Kentucky Woodworks. Go to Kentucky Woodworks on Facebook. Use promo code J&J Talk Show. Save $5 off of 10 ornaments. So, from my understanding, what I am reading, all games are still scheduled to go as planned. There are
All
no
games,
official
including the Browns game.
including the
Okay.
Browns game. There, I mean,
All right.
it may change, obviously, and there is a opportunity that or a chance that it may change, but right now it's all about it's still going.
I say because I got a alert from Trey, and he called me. He's like, "The Browns game is canceled." I'm like, "How did you know?"
I mean,
And I was like,
I'm on all. I'm asking everyone. I'm on the NFL page.
"Well,
It's still
yeah,
there.
yeah." So the Browns and
So,
Raiders game is still happening, regardless
I
of the
mean,
nine
that doesn't
cases.
mean that it won't change. But
Yeah, yeah.
as of right
I
now,
mean,
I'm seeing.
but yet, while he looks at that, I do want to let everyone know that tonight we have a huge matchup in Thursday Night Football between the LA Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Potentially, what can go down as one of the best Thursday night games that we've seen yet. I know last week's game was pretty crazy, but yet unfortunately the Vikings got the win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Monday night, uh, Justin's Rams got the job done over the Arizona Cardinals, and what was
Hey
a really great.
yo, that's what's up. Hey, now you guys
And
can't get
yet
on my ass about. Yeah, listen, they look sloppy as hell. I tell you that.
they did. I mean, because I was watching the whole game, and yet the thing is, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, that is a great combo right there. And plus, the defense finally got to where they needed to be. They stopped Kyler Murray with maybe two, maybe three interceptions of that Monday night game. And the question I have for you, Justin, while you're doing this, do you think we're seeing the downfall of the Arizona Cardinals? Because you got to think about this though. They've lost two primetime games, one against the Packers, and then this past Monday against the Rams. Do you think we're going to be seeing the downfall of the Arizona Cardinals, so to speak?
No, I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, I listen. The Cardinals have already. I mean, this is when you. I mean, you got out to this early lead. This is when you want to allow you want to allow players to start resting them. This is now. Hey, well, let's rest up. Let's get you guys. Let's get the team ready for the first week of postseason. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as you want to right now, as much as teams want to get that first week bye, and I think that sounds probable. If you can't push the next 4 weeks to guarantee you a
Yeah.
first round bye, then you need to focus on getting healthy now because you have to play in 5 weeks in the first round.
And top that off, you also got to think about this though. Arizona's competing with the Green Bay Packers, who just won their division against the Bears this past Sunday. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming back after looking great, and yet it's like those three teams. Plus, you also got to think about Dallas. Dallas could still be in the mix of this. They're all trying to go for that.
Who is Arizona playing this week? The Detroit Lions. I mean, come on. You really think that they're going to fall short to the Lions? I mean, I'm not. Anything could happen. I get that, but I mean, come on.
I mean, you just said it best. I mean, anything can happen, but in this case, I'm sorry to Detroit, but that win over Minnesota, that was incredible. But unfortunately, that's gonna be the last one from here on out, especially with the way y'all schedule's looking. So
Maybe they'll get one
yeah,
more. Maybe they'll surprise people. I mean, you can't really claim on that, but I would just. I don't know. I'm not rooting for the. I'm not rooting for the Lions. Let's put it this week. They already won their game, so that's enough said.
but everyone's asking who do I think will be the number one team going into the playoffs, especially for that first round bye. Justin, I think you might have your differences on this, and that's fine. But to me, the one team I think that deserves that number one bye should go to the Green Bay
Green Bay
Packers. The
Packers. Yeah.
Green Bay Packers easily because Rodgers has stepped up to the plate after that whole issue at the start of the year, and then now he's looking incredible. I mean, he's playing with a broken pinky toe, I believe. I don't know, I whatever.
Oh
But
my God. Cry me a river.
what are you talking
Cry
about?
me a fucking river. He's playing with a broken fucking pinky toe. Joe Burrow is playing
That's
with a dislocated finger on his throwing hand.
that is
Don't
true.
come on.
I
Aaron Rodgers
that's
is
what.
Aaron Rodgers. He's going to win no matter what. That we don't. What you're telling me? This pinky toe is. I mean, if it was a big toe, maybe I understand. Chop off the
But a pinky
fucking
toe.
pinky toe. Play with four finger toes, and you'll be good to go.
Oh man,
Pinky
but
toe my ass.
either way though, either way, Roger has been doing an incredible job, especially with they finally got the defense straightened up, and I can honestly say they're my number one team as far as the NFC. But then again, I mean they're also competing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Arizona Cardinals, so to speak.
I mean,
And
listen, the Aaron Rodgers and the Packers seem like to be the only consistent team in the NFL right now, especially when it comes down to who should be on it. They've been consistent throughout the year. Okay.
they
When it
have,
comes down to maybe the Kansas City Chiefs, they got out to a slow start. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got out to a slow start. You want to look at consistency, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, and I think they set themselves up pretty nicely. Now, playoff time is a whole nother story. So, but
yeah,
a first round bye definitely helps.
yeah, it definitely helps them out in the long run for sure. And yet, I just don't know how Tampa Bay could be able to match up with that. I just don't see it. But then again, it's Tom Brady. That from my friend's point of view is like it's always been Tom Brady. So we'll see how
It's
it
not
goes
just
from
Tom
there.
Brady, it's Tom fucking Brady. You love the
Sorry,
guy so
sorry, please.
much that you love the guy so much that it's fucking pathetic that how he's turned out to be.
I mean, the question is when did Tom Brady started doing some running plays? Because it's rare to even see him start to run for the touchdown. And the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he said he does not want Brady to start running. He said no, mm-mm,
Right, but I
no
mean,
more of that.
sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I mean that's football for you, right? I mean, he wants to get the team to the next level.
Yeah, and also what we're keeping an eye on for the AFC side is that wild card. I mean, Sunday night, me, you, Trey, we talked about this. The wild card is getting really, really intense with all these teams that are currently in the hunt. And yet, because of what happened with Cincinnati, that gives Indianapolis a chance to be in the hunt. But the problem is, who does Indianapolis play on Saturday night? The number one team in the AFC, which is the New England Patriots. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a
Saturday
very,
night.
very interesting Saturday night
Saturday.
football. Patriots and
You know
Colts.
what? All right, so let's get down. I had to get all the paperwork set up. So, all right, you have the point spread so far. Okay, how we're doing. Trey did phenomenal last week. He got almost every single game correct. Oh my god, it's unbelievable. Now he wants to play fucking pick the six. All right, so I lead it with 130 points. Total correct teams won so far this season. Justin is followed by second with 112. Trey is third with 77. You are at 25. Last week alone, um,
Oh boy,
you won seven,
I'm
I won nine, Trey won 13, and Justin won eight. So
I could
kind of
have
didn't do
won
so good.
8. I could have won would have won 8 if there was one game that I pretty much regret myself for picking, and
But
that
see
was
what
the
what we saw
Saints.
last week, I feel was more of a normality of the NFL and what where teams are expected to win, the anticipation of certain teams winning. All right, coming down this week is week 15. We're one step closer to the postseason out of 18 weeks, so 4 more weeks left. And this is where we
Mhm.
start seeing a couple weeks of Saturday football games. This weekend there are 2 Saturday games. Next weekend there's one Christmas Day. There's one football game as well. Cleveland Browns. Uh, will also be airing on next weekend, next Saturday. I believe that's the case. Next Saturday is supposed to be the Browns, Packers, and the Colts and the Cardinals. So Browns and the Colts get a chance for Saturday action for 2 back-to-back weeks. All right, so let's get down to Thursday night football, which is tonight. A normal Kansas City Chiefs team that we're anticipating seeing. The Chargers surprised a lot of teams last week in their victory, considering that they had a lot of COVID recalls. So Justin picked the Chargers. Trey picked the Chiefs. The Chiefs are running away with the division. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Chargers pick up a victory. They did that earlier this year against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where their status is. I'm actually going to go with the odd of this one and pick the Chargers to win this one, to be honest.
After a great performance by the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday against the Vegas Raiders, I mean, I see a lot in this Kansas City team. So give me Kansas City on this one.
I do too, but what I don't see, here's the thing. I mean, Chargers are playing better, and they have more to fight for here as well. Kansas City, were you really surprised last week that they demolished a team like the Raiders without John Gruden and without Derrick Henry, and after the season that the Raiders had, they got off to a surprising start, but now they're back to square one. I mean, they're the simple
Don't Derrick
Raiders
Henry play
team.
for the Titans? Don't Derrick Henry play for the Titans?
What was the other guy? I'm sorry, not Derrick Henry.
You're talking about with the whole situation with Henry Ruggs?
Henry Ruggs. I'm sorry. Gosh. All right, let's go home.
You
It's
gotta
too
get
early
your
in the
morning
morning.
coffee. You gotta get your morning coffee.
I'm in my T mode today. All right, so I picked the Charge. Me and Justin picked the Chargers. You and Trey picked the Chiefs. I'm just going with the other spread here. The Raiders and Saturday action. We got two teams, the Raiders and the Browns. Both teams picked the Raiders. Honestly, with the amount of injury, with the amount of
COVID spikes.
COVID spikes, right? Yeah, I can't speak this morning. You got I think a lot of people are underestimating the Browns to win, and I gotta agree with you on that one. I don't know if they have what it takes to win.
Yeah, I definitely see this Raiders team to be able to become unstoppable on this one. So give me the Las
And it
Vegas
sucks
Raiders.
because the Browns just got done picking up a very impressive victory over the Ravens last week.
Yeah, a huge win for the Browns this past Sunday, but yet unfortunately, it's going to be the opposite on this weekend.
Alrighty, the other Saturday night game, the refined, impressive New England Patriots take on the Indianapolis Colts.
To me, this is a tough matchup. This is a tough matchup because the Indianapolis Colts are finally starting to be where they're at right now. But then you also got the New England Patriots. Simple enough. Patriots, you?
Yeah, I got Patriots as well. It's a Patriot across the board. Yeah, you know what? Patriots are that area. So I'm still watching AEW. Oh, is that MJF with FTR?
Yeah,
Sting
MJF and FTR.
Darby. That's amazing. I like.
Yep.
I got a conversation for you tomorrow morning that we're gonna talk about. I heard this conversation here. It's about Sting and Darby Allin. So I'm looking for this conversation here tomorrow. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is, but we'll see. All right. Carolina and Buffalo. Trey picks Carolina. Justin picks Buffalo. I think Buffalo has what it takes to pick up a victory this week, even though they should be, trying to fight and to stay in the playoff run.
Yeah. I couldn't really hear you because of the music. But who? Carolina who?
Yeah.
Carolina who?
Hey, let's listen closely in an upset trade.
Not just whisper. Stop it.
We got Carolina Panthers versus the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, stop whispering. Okay, Carolina Panthers and the Buffalo Bills. Okay. For those who listen on Spotify, I'm trying to straighten them out as much as I possibly can, so bear with me on that one. But either way, though, give me the Buffalo Bills because even though they've had a struggle a couple of weeks, I can see them bouncing back against this Carolina team. So give me Buffalo on this one.
You're gonna get Buffalo. Yeah, I like Buffalo on this one. What about all right? Last one before we go to break. Jets in Miami. Justin picks the Jets. Trey picks Miami. Just for the shits and giggles, I'm going with the Jets.
After what happened last week, I am not betting on the Jets ever again. So give me Miami on this one.
Okay. A little hasty there, huh?
Sorry,
Just a
but
little hasty.
I'm sorry, but I feel bad for the Jets fan out there. I feel bad for being let down as much as they have.
All right, we got to cut one more break. When we come back, we will finish up the pick 'em here, right here on the J&J Talk Show. You can hear that clearly, right?
Yeah. Is this another question you have for me? You have that contest with Courtney?
I am not telling you. You know this song.
I can hear the artist, and I think I might know the artist.
Who's the artist?
Phil Collins?
Yep. You know what movie
That's
this
what
is
I thought.
from?
Obviously, I know it ain't from Tarzan because that was You Be in My Heart. Alright,
Oh my
just tell me
God.
what movie. What movie is it from?
Tarzan.
It's from Tarzan.
It's from Tarzan.
I thought that one from Tarzan. That one's the "You Be in My Heart."
Don't stop crying, it will be alright.
Yeah, You'll Be in My Heart. This is the one.
Yeah, I was like, 'cause, like the first one he played, I'm like, I remember the voice. I'm like, that's Phil Collins. And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, that one is "You Be in My Heart."
I love Phil Collins. He's one of my greatest Disney artists. So he did the Tarzan soundtrack,
Yeah,
and out of all the Disney movies, he's done this soundtrack is so aggressive, like so intense.
yeah.
He there's just so intensified.
I mean that was always a banger. I mean, whenever you listen to that song, whether if it's from the soundtrack or if you're just like listening to it on a daily, it's an absolute classic.
I know we're just listening to music here, right? I mean, what about
Definitely listening
just
to it.
all the stuff that he didn't do it with that? If I could
I
play
know.
this play
Yeah, I know it.
Have you heard of this one?
I've not heard that one.
Yes, you
Is
have.
that like a metal version?
No. Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, what is it?
Here. Well, this one.
That's like a yeah, that's like more like an upbeat.
Just have to wait.
Most of the stuff that you hear from Phil Collins is like the tempo, like the slow beat, like you heard from "You Be My Heart." I never really heard something like this from him.
This is You
Last
Can't
like
Hurry Love from it's a remaster from 2016.
the last actual like Phil Collins songs I really listened to was him and Alan Jackson. And I think it was like 5 o'clock somewhere, I believe.
That is not no.
Oh,
Don't no. That's Jimmy Buffett.
never mind. Jimmy Buffett. Sorry.
Oh my God! You trying to compare Jimmy Buffett with fucking Phil Collins?
It's a different voice. It's a different voice. Okay, my apologies. It's morning
Just
time,
to be able
y'all.
to hit those high voices is something so electrifying. I mean, this is
I never had coffee, but I think I'm gonna need to after this morning. So
it's
my
getting hot
apologies
in
to
here.
everyone that.
Anywho,
Since after he's trying to make me look like a goof in front of all of you guys,
you don't know your
Um,
Disney songs. Come on,
for
we grew up on Disney.
y'all see what I deal with right now? Y'all listening or seeing what I'm
Each and
dealing with
every
right now?
day. Hey,
It's every day I get a
calm
phone call, and
down.
there's always some sort of like a small argument.
Don't make
and
me
it's
don't
like,
make me pull a tray out of you.
Oh my! I'll say, please don't pull a tray. It's way too early. It is way too early. The moment you pull a tray is the moment I start walking away, and I'd be like, "Oh,
Oh well, get your picks in. All right, let's finish this off here on the high note. That's one of the answers to one of the questions to one of the categories beginning January 2nd that you and Courtney will play. Talk about January 2nd, right? Our first Jay and Trey
oh."
podcast. We have officially changed time frames. Wednesday through Sunday, we will be here from 10 p.m. to midnight. 10 p.m. to midnight each and every day. 5 days a week.
It's gonna be a
I
lot
think
of
that works
fun,
best
and
for everybody. Trey says he'll be committed for a full 2 hours. I think you'll be able to be committed for the full 2 hours.
Yep.
It's gonna suck to try to get guests on our show because who is fucking up and wanting to do interviews at 10 o'clock at night?
Nobody.
But nobody. But we will. Hey, if you want to be on the show and back enough, you will be up at 11 o'clock. So, all right. Washington and Philadelphia. Trey chooses Washington. Justin chooses Philadelphia. I like Washington. I'm going Washington.
I'm gonna go with Washington as well because I don't see why. Because it was yes, even though they lost to the Dallas Cowboys, they still had that chance to be able to be in the wild card spot regardless.
So you got Washington, wild card opportunity there. Arizona, Detroit. Arizona is dumbfounded. Justin chooses Detroit for some reason.
What? All right, I'm gonna go with Arizona on this one.
Wait,
Arizona on
listen,
this
you
one. I
haven't
don't.
really officially been on a show with Justin yet. So when you can see him next month, you could give him a piece of your mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him, and he could probably hear me. But why did you pick the Lions over the Cardinals? No miracles can happen on this one. Maybe whenever they play against Minnesota, yeah, but not against Arizona. They'll get
Hey,
demolished by them.
he has 112 wins behind his name, so I wouldn't complain.
Touche. Touche.
I have 130 though. Houston Astros taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars after Jacksonville loses Urban Meyer. I'm thinking Houston's gonna win this one.
Did you just say the Astros don't to me the Texans, bud?
That's how much I don't
It's the
care
Houston
about the
Texans.
Houston. That's how much I don't care about Houston.
To Abigail
Listen,
King, what's his?
Houston Texans take on the Jacksonville Jaguars after the Jaguars lose their head coach Urban Meyer. They will not win this week's game. Me and Trey has picked the Houston Texans. The one and only Justin has picked the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans on this one because I do not see the Jaguars winning
Fine, you know
without
what?
Urban Meyer.
Fine. I'm not going to call it the Texans no more. You know what I'm going to call them? I'm calling them the Houston
What?
Oilers. Houston Oilers.
The Houston Oilers. Yeah, yeah.
Oilers. Yeah.
Well, they need to bring that name back. So
Dallas in New York. Dallas winning this one all the way.
Dallas easily, by long shot.
Tennessee and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh on this
Justin
one.
picks Pittsburgh. Trey picks Tennessee like always. You're doing Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh too.
Oh,
I
sweet
think
Jesus
that
Christ.
Big Ben is gonna have this run off, and he's gonna try to finish off the year strong. Cincinnati over in Denver. Cincinnati, hands down.
Thing is, though, is that after
Cincinnati.
No, Denver. I'm gonna go with Denver. Denver.
So if they win,
Denver
if they lose, if Cincinnati loses, it's your fault. You'll take responsibility.
That's fine, but yeah, I'm not picking the Bengals because after their performance last week, that was horrendous.
Atlanta over in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yep.
Easily.
Everyone
Let me guess. Justin picked Atlanta.
No, San Francisco. Green Bay over Baltimore. Green Bay.
Because
after I saw the performance. After I saw the performance last week with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, oh fucking Lord, they suck. You know, I heard that there's NFL reports that right now the Bengals are favored to win that division.
What?
I heard it through the grapevine that the Cincinnati Bengals right now from NFL is projected to win that division.
I like what you did there, heard through the grapevine, but to me, if Cincinnati doesn't play well, they're not going to win the division. But anyways, is Lamar supposed to be scheduled is clear to play? Then yeah.
No,
I mean, Baltimore
even if he is, I don't care. The Aaron Rodgers coming in and winning.
Touche. I'm taking Green Bay on this one as well.
Seattle over in LA face the Rams. Rams are having the win on this one.
Rams big time. I don't see any hope for the Seattle team throughout the rest of the season.
Like I said, shut down Russell Wilson. Don't listen to me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shut him down for the year, or at least shut him down on road games. I mean, you don't need it. It's not like if the Seahawks win, they're going to be out of the playoffs. I mean, come on.
I mean, plus if I was LA, I need to start focusing on Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, two of their best receivers. So
think about it. This week, both the Rams and the Chargers are home, sharing the same stadium.
I know. I know it's hard to believe. Hard to believe all in 1 week.
Saints over in Tampa Bay Sunday night throwdown. Tampa Bay with this one all the way, baby. Hey, baby.
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Taysom Hill's not going to be running forever, so
Tom Brady, maybe.
maybe.
Maybe he's the new Colin Kaepernick.
We don't want to
He's
get
the
that
new
far.
he's the
We,
new Colin
we don't want to get
Kaepernicker.
that far.
Fine, he's the new Johnny Manziel.
Don't ever say that again on this podcast for the rest of my life. Do not ever say Kaepernick or Nick. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up because my
Nick
apologies for everyone.
Kaepernicker. Kaepernicker. Kaepernick.
I've already said too much, so my
If
apologies
Trey's
to all
listening
those
to this, that Kaepernicker was intentional. I wasn't like just botching his name.
with my
That's
accent. My
what
apologies
when
to
he
anyone.
replaced when Kaepernick replaced Alex Smith, which I hated the most back in San Francisco. My dad came to me and was like, "Who? Colin who? Colin Kaepernicker?"
I'm not gonna repeat that because yeah. So my
Come on,
apologies
stay
to
with
anyone
me.
in advance.
1, 2, 3.
No. You're adding more fuel to the fire. So my apologies to anyone who thought that they heard what they
You
heard. So
don't.
my apologies.
You are soft.
No.
You need to
Not that I'm
have
soft.
some
It's
faith.
the way that I pretty much sounded, and yeah. So my
Kaepernicker.
apologies to everyone.
All right, Kaepernicker. What is a Kaepernicker?
You're not helping, Justin. You're not helping. You're not helping. All right, so moving on to Monday night's game. Go ahead and tell us who the Monday night game is.
Kaepernicker.
Justin.
Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. We have Justin choosing the Bears. Trey's choosing the Vikings. I think Justin Fields and the Bears will pull off a victory on Monday night. Despite Minnesota, they suck.
I mean, pretty much Minnesota does suck. So no offense to the Vikings fans out there, but y'all do. So give me the Chicago Bears on this one.
Oh my god! So I have a conversation tomorrow about AEW. And I'm going to give you just a sneak preview so you can listen to this and you'll have 24 hours to think about it. But I'm hearing through the AEW fan page, the grapevine, way down in the Everglades. That's where I'm hearing this stuff from.
Okay.
I'm hearing that Darby Allin is nothing without Sting right now. And he would not be who he is or at the level he's at without Sting. Yeah. Wait, nope. We got 2.5 minutes for this show. We're gonna end off on a good note. No, you're gonna have to save all of that tension building inside of you. Are we seeing a 6-man tag team match?
Yes, we are next week. CM Punk is seeing Darby taking on MJF and FTR. And
that's
tomorrow
exciting.
night, we have 2 tag team matches tomorrow night as well. 8-person and a 10-person tag team match on Rampage.
Oh my god. Fucking Lord. How many fucking people you need in one show? I don't understand it. Why, like, for me, it gets confusing after 3. Why do we need
Hey. We're anything's on a positive note, Justin. We're anything's on a positive note, like you said. So it's been an incredible 2 hours, and
are you closing the show now?
I mean, I'm trying to end things on a positive note.
That's fine. Hey, that's okay. Okay, hey, listen. Quickly, I'll let Jake close the show and see how he does. Quickly, check out NWF Wrestling for this Saturday, Fight Before Christmas. For wrestling, NWF Wrestling tickets are available on the website. Also, your tickets will be available at the door. Don't miss that out as well. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:30 to 10:30. Saturday from 8 I want to say 8:30 to 10:30 also. Then we'll have Tuesday's episode from 8:30 to 10:30. And then we'll have next Thursday's episode from 8:30 to 10:30. If you guys want to play the NFL picks, head on over to our Facebook page, scroll down, find the picks, chat us up. For YouTube and Spotify, you can listen to us and comment down. All right, take it away.
And also, don't forget, we'll be going live tonight, Nerdy Jake 520 here on TikTok. We appreciate you guys so much for joining us, for listening to us, wherever you may be. Justin, it's been a great show, man, and I want to say thank you all for joining us. From all of us here at the JJ Talk Show, for Justin and I, saying so long and have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tell her it's your world. She want the two-tone spaceship. Blow smoke screen daily, so the stress don't fade.